Hey everybody, it's Tasha, and this is my recap and review for Arrow Season 6, Episode 9, Irreconcilable Differences. It's the mid-season finale, and every Arrow lover's worst nightmare because the show will be on hiatus until January 18th. But I'm not going to focus on the bad. Instead, I will focus on the good. Olicity is married, finally. I'm so glad. The writers have been dancing around this relationship for almost 5 years. They needed to commit and cement it. I am the first to say I hated how it was handled in the back half of season 4, and I'm sure no shipper or casual viewer enjoyed that. But the writers have turned it around and corrected how they handle both the individual characters and the couple. They are now a mature adult relationship. They fight and bicker just like real life, but they then talk it out and move on. Here's hoping the writers can keep it up because, like I've said in past videos, I love drama, but I have no patience for pointless melodrama. I want them to stay in their love bubble for a while and have all the conflict in the show come from the characters around their relationship. I don't need any conflict in their relationship. And based off tonight's episode, it looks like that is exactly what it's going to be for a while, because this episode was a whole lot of madness, and it's really saying something that one of my favorite TV pairings are together and got married, yet that is not the most insane part of the episode. So let's get into it. We kick things off with a wedding reception. Donna and Noah are back to give their daughter away. They aren't the only ones to show up. We see the nosy neighbors from Ivytown in attendance. I figure Oliver finally got that slow cooker. It's a gorgeous party. All team members are in attendance. Thea is up and about, wishing Roy would show up. Same Thea, same. Curtis gets plastered because he's missing Paul. Dinah is acting extra shifty, and everyone notices. The parents smoke, and Lance have a super awkward moment, which I'm glad we got, yet still offered zero closure explanation as to what happened to Smoke and Lance. But whatever, because Olicity has cake, Felicity throws her bouquet, and Oliver, I Don't Dance Queen, puts in his best two-step with his wife. But of course, superheroes can't have nice things, so they get interrupted by Lance, who tells them that the reason Watson is so confident is because someone on the team betrayed them. OTA meet up at the Arrow Cave and decide to spy on the newbies. Dig isn't fond of the plan, but they have no choice, so he rolls with it. They see that Renee took the boozy Curtis home, but Dinah is off having a private rendezvous with Vigilante. They can't deal with that because Thea shows up to tell OTA that Lance has been kidnapped by Black Siren. Her and Caden James are planning on holding him until the team can get him an aluminum amplifier that is being housed at Argus. Poor John has to break in and steal from his wife. I swear if I was Lila, he would be banned from the building for good. Oliver has a very cool Mission Impossible moment, and they get the device, but Felicity and Curtis decide to sabotage it so that James can't actually use it for his evil plan. Meanwhile, Dinah shows up at the lair, and it gets super awkward because she's wondering why she didn't get the call that there was a mission. Oliver basically tells her he doesn't trust her, which leads to bickering. I understand that the newbies are feeling a bit hurt, but let's be real. Trust grows with time, and OTA have had a lot of time and a lot of trials to get to where they are today. And it's kind of ridiculous for Dinah to lie and then be mad that Oliver isn't feeling very trusting. I get her frustration with Diggle because they built that kind of bond, but her and Oliver have not. But Renee mans up and tells everyone that he's the one who ratted out Oliver because Watson used his daughter as leverage. I'm glad the whole who betrayed the team storyline didn't drag because we just had this last year with Evelyn. Anyway, a very livid Oliver kicks him out, and honestly, in that moment, I felt bad for Renee. But that quickly changes. More on that later. Because first, we get a Queen Siblings chat, which, God, I miss those. Thea has tons of experience with lies and betrayal because her parents were Moira and Malcolm. So she gives Oliver some perspective and a little push in the direction of forgiveness. So Oliver decides to put his grievances aside so that the entire team, Renee included, can help save Lance. Meanwhile, in the warehouse of evil, Black Siren and Lance are bonding. They chat about birthday cakes and loss. We see that there are real emotions buried deep within Siren's icicle heart. She's starting to waver on her commitment to killing him per Caden James's plan. Seriously, writers, I don't need a redemption arc for her. She's evil. Leave her that way. The actress suits that part. I have said it before and I'll say it again. I don't want them to try to transform her into Earth 1 Laurel. It didn't work before. It won't work now. Just let her be a Merlin-esque ally that helps when it suits her. So they have the big trade-off. Amplifier for Lance. Team Arrow newbies are supposed to be on surveillance duty. But of course, Renee doesn't listen and runs off to do his own thing. Seriously, Renee. You go off book and make moves outside the team. That's what got you into this mess. How about you try and learn from past mistakes? Anyhow, James somehow knows that the team messed with the amplifier, so he orders his crew to kill Green Arrow and Lance. It's ridiculous because Oliver just took out a room full of Earth X Jokers alone last week, so of course he gets out and finds Lance, who has been freed by his not daughter. Everyone heads back to the error cave, sans Lance, who really needs to go home and take a nap. Sometimes I think his life is more stressful than the mass vigilantes. I mean, the man has lost more daughters than he ever had in the first place. Speaking of Lance and his kids, that moment where he gave Oliver the watch was so heartwarming. That is 6 years in the making. Oliver has longed for his approval, and it's nice that he finally got it. But my big fear is that it could be foreshadowing the end of Lance. He has made peace with Oliver. Sarah is alive. He got a handle on his drinking. All of these things are the exact opposite of where he was in season 1. He also pushed Renee to reconnecting with his daughter, which was his storyline for last year. So if they choose to make the unfortunate decision of redeeming Siren, then his death might be the driving force. And I would really hate that because Paul Blackthorne is amazing. Anyway, back in the Arrow Cave, Renee tries to defend his recklessness. Oliver is having none of it, so he kicks him off the team. Dinah is angry that no one trusted her while she was lying, so she quits. And Curtis follows suit because he feels like his privacy has been invaded and he can't trust OTA, but he's still going to work with Felicity. I'm okay with all of them leaving. I like the newbies and all, but I'm here for OTA. And as Oliver said, it's time we got back to that. Now we've reached the end of the episode. OTA alone in the bunker, and Oliver is shedding no tears for the loss of Team B because bigger fish and all that. He wants to know how James knew their plan with the amplifier. He doesn't get an answer, but we do. James had Siren install cameras in the bunker. Seriously though, I really need them to call up Huck from Scandal and have him do sweeps of the bunker because the lack of security in the layers is ridiculous. But if it wasn't bad enough that the team is broken and that they can't make a move without the bad guy knowing it, we get the real WTH moment of the night because we find out that James is not only working with Siren, but he has Vigilante, the Dragon, and Anatoly on his squad. Seriously, that ending was what I needed to be excited for 6B. Things are about to get messy and I am here for it. Final thoughts on things I'm looking forward to in the new year? The return of Rory the Ragman. I'm going to enjoy OTA for now, but with that many villains and James's penchant for bombs, the rags are going to come in handy. Roy finally coming back for a visit. Seriously, I miss Arsenal. Finding out who Caden James's son is. We know he went missing, but they never verified that he was dead. But it would be super interesting if it turned out that it was Billy Malone and that was a fake identity. Also, the Dinah and Vigilante story playing out, especially now that we know that he's a card-carrying member of Team Evil. Then there's Oliver's trial. Kind of great that Olicity has spousal privilege now. Also, can we get a conversation with William about the new stepmom situation? Because I love Olicity, but that kid's emotional well-being is important. And I really need him to be told that Oliver is back in the field. Also, what is up with Joe Wilson? I feel like he's out there lurking. Is he going to show up in the back half of the season, or are they going to save him for season 7? Anyway, what did you guys think of the episode? Is there any one of the 5 million threads they left dangling that you're excited for?